Hey, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm Joche, and I'm your go-to girl for all things real. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you all about ways to maintain good mental health while working from home. If you're new here, I cover real talk, lifestyle, and reviews. And lately, I've been sharing some work from home content, and y'all have been really liking it. So I'm keeping it coming. If that sounds like something that you are interested in, or if you are interested in things like motherhood, travel, wife life, faith, positive vibes, then this is the channel for you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and without further ado, let's get right into today's topic. The first thing that I am going to recommend that you do is set up a space that is separate from your room where you sleep, where you relax, for your work from home space. Now, I know some of you watching may not live in a house. You may be living with your parents. You may have a roommate. You may be limited on space and where you can set your stuff up. But if there is a way that you can make your work from home corner separate than everything else, that is gonna really help you separate between your work mode and your home mode. And this is super important because sometimes when you are working, the two can bleed in together, especially if you are salaried. I am a salaried person, and if you are salaried, you understand that at times people treat you as if you're supposed to be working around the clock. And that's why it is very important to be able to have a separate space somewhere in your living spot that is different than where you relax, where you unwind, where you spend time with your friends, so that you can kind of separate the two. So for me currently, I have an office downstairs in my home, and when I want to kind of draw that line of separation, I try to work in the office downstairs. Now, my office gets really cold, so other times, like today, I would like to work upstairs where it is warmer. So I try to work at the table so that when I'm done for the day, I can kind of close it down, walk away from the table and go in my room and sit down, or go on the couch and sit down. Now, I do try not to work unless I'm not feeling good. Like if I have cramps or something, you're gonna get me on the couch probably. But I try not to work in the same places where I relax, like my sofa, in the bed, because if you do that, first of all, you're in a slouching position, you're relaxed, but also it may make it hard for your brain to kind of decipher in between you being at work and you being at home. And so I find it very important to just kind of set that physical boundary with yourself so you can understand that your work day has ended. Set professional boundaries. And I'll be honest and say it's really easy to do this when you're a mom, because your kids will give you reasons why you can't work past a certain time, or why you need to leave to go do something, because their needs are going to come above yours. Now, I do find it to be harder for my friends that do not have kids, that do not have families. But listen, you especially listen. It is important to establish professional boundaries about your working hours. It does not matter if you are a mother or a wife. It does not matter if you are a woman or a man. Everybody needs that separation. And without it, you become a person that lives to work instead of a person that works to live. And then you don't have a life outside of your work. And so what ends up happening is when you are in your free time, you're thinking about work. When you are talking to your family and your friends, you're bringing up work instead of being able to focus on the things that matter to you. So figure out what those working hours are and try your best to stick to them. Now, if you are salaried, take that with a grain of salt, and understanding that when emergencies happen, you may have to work outside of those hours. But I learned a long time ago that if you do not set professional boundaries and you are a good performer, the workplace will take that for granted. It's about the work being done. And if you're doing the work and you're not saying it's a problem, they're not going to say it's a problem either. So if you are burning out or on the verge of burnout and they don't see it, it's either because they don't care or because they think that you're okay with that and the work is being done. So you have to start with setting a professional boundary. I don't check my work phone after this time. That's my family time, but I'll be on at 7 a.m. the next day, 8 a.m. the next day, 9 a.m. the next day. Whatever those work boundaries are, set those and stand firm in those, because when you do that, people understand how to interact with you. If you are known for always answering no matter what time it is, whether it's 11 o'clock at night or 8 p.m. or 3 p.m., people are going to think that it's okay to always reach out to you. And you never understand how that affects your mental health until you are on that verge of breakdown and it's too late. You don't want to become so accustomed to thinking that you always have to have your phone with you. Some people get to that point and it's like even when they're on vacation, they're checking their work phone. No. Being salaried is great when it comes to if you're sick and you have to step down for a minute, you have a doctor's appointment you need to take away for a minute, you have some sort of car accident, jury duty, car trouble. You don't have to worry about submitting a time request and getting paid and your check looking like you worked at McDonald's for the week. That's one thing I love about being salaried. But one thing that I don't like about being salaried is that there is a culture of you always should be answering, you always should be looped in, you always should be connected. And the thing is, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll tell you right now, if you quit that job today, your rec will be up, and tomorrow it'll be up before the end of the week. So you have to set those professional boundaries so that you can be your best self. Honestly, you can't be your best self if you're always working around the clock. So get your working hours, set them up, stick to them as best as you can, and understand that you're still a good employee. Now, another thing that I like to do that helps my mental health is I vent. I vent. When I'm going through something and I just need to let it out, I vent. And whether you vent to a therapist, you have a friend that you can trust, you have a person that you know that would not use what you are saying against you, that you can release the things that are bothering you too, that is going to be very helpful. Now, another thing you can do as far as venting is you can write in a journal and keep accounts of everything that's going on. And something about writing it down, it helps you release. And if you have that journal at home, it'll never ever cause you any problems because you didn't tell somebody that's gonna go tell somebody that's gonna go tell somebody, and now you got problems at work because you told them that you wasn't liking something. Venting, going to therapy, or releasing those things help you to leave them in that journal when you get done. Helps you to release that irritation from whatever might have happened when you get done. Or it just helps you to process those feelings in a way that you may not be able to professionally in that moment. Find a way to do that and let it go. Because if not, it will carry on you for the rest of the night. Like if you're working on something and it's a big project and you are stressed about one little thing, find a way to write down what's causing that stress. You know, is there anything you can do? This is something that you got to think about too. When you're getting stressed, when you're getting upset about something, is there anything that you can do specifically that will help you not feel as stressed? If the answer is no, and the truth is you've done all that you can do, I want you to let it go. And the reason is because we get so caught up in perfection, what people think of us, especially at work, because there's reviews and there's money involved. You want to be seen as a good employee most of the time. When we talk about a salaried job, this is not just, you know, a job you're doing. A lot of times people are in these roles because this is the career that they're trying to build to set a foundation for their life. And if you make one wrong decision, it can affect the way you grow in your career. I get it. But if you are doing your best and you have done all that you can do, then you have to let it be, because if not, it's going to eat at you, it's going to bother you, and you just can't stress over the things that you cannot change. Another thing that I enjoy doing is working out. Y'all know I be in my Zumba classes. Well, if you watch my channel, you know that. If you don't, then hey, I like Zumba classes. I like cycling. I like to move. And sometimes after I've had a long, stressful day, that movement makes me feel amazing at the end of my day. I am not a morning person. I am an evening person. And so having that evening workout is a wonderful way to release any stress from that day, make me feel good endorphins right before going to bed, and it also helps me with my health. Physical health contributes to mental health. And so if you start to take care of your physical body, the rest will follow. Lastly, I like to take time to develop myself in ways that are outside of what my job requires me to do. So whether it is a workshop, some sort of training I can do, some sort of social media course, I like to pick up hobbies that develop the person that I'm trying to become. And it's good for my mental health because it builds my mental strength and my knowledge. Knowledge is power. That's something I used to hear all the time growing up. Knowledge is power. The more you know. Sometimes you get so caught up in the work that you just only do the work. You know, you only do the work that's required of you, and then you get stagnant. And so I recommend finding things that you can do, things that you can learn to help you continue to grow, to stimulate your mental outside of whatever they've assigned you to do. Not only does that help you with having things that you can bring to the table when you want to grow into a new role, but it helps you stimulate your mind, which is good for mental health. So that was my tips, tricks, things that I do that help me. I hope that this video was helpful to you in some way. I would love to hear how you maintain mental health while working from home, especially if you're in a salaried role too. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Subscribe, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.